Hello everyone, this is Amber Tolles here to discuss assignment 4.3, identifying possible security and wellness issues associated with layoffs at a company. If I was the HR manager, I would suggest to Bev that some of the things you'd want to look out for on the security side of things is confidentiality and system issues. Obviously, you don't want information getting out that shouldn't. Or the systems being tampered with to cause things like viruses or stuff like that. So you definitely want to make sure that there's procedures in place to avoid that kind of thing. You would also probably want to have some extra security on hand the day of, because people are going to be upset and angry. You never know exactly what somebody's going to do. They would probably also want to have some extra security on site for a little while. And some extra training to keep a lookout for disgruntled employees. You can't really know what people are going to do. So in a situation where somebody wants to retaliate, it would be good for people to know the signs to look for and have the extra people there to be available to do it. As far as wellness goes, it's going to be tough on the people who are laid off. Obviously, it causes a lot of stress. Financially and everything else, worried about what their next step is. So it's definitely important that they explain what's going on, why it's happening. The EAP website suggests that obviously the company follows proper procedure when administering layoffs, but they also suggest outplacement services, financial transition planning, and severance packages. Obviously, a severance package would help somebody with a little bit of the stress, knowing that they have something coming to them. But the other things can help with them and their planning and finding a new job, which obviously is going to be one of the biggest concerns when they're laid off. Another side of the wellness issue would be the employees who get to stay. Depending on what type of employees are laid off and the workload that they have, that is going to put extra workload onto the people who are still there. So it could cause extra stress, worried that they're not going to be able to get the work done. It could cause fatigue, depending on how much harder they're working to make up for the people who are gone. And those two things could cause safety issues all by themselves, depending on what kind of business it is. So it's important that HR and the people involved are making sure that they're allocating workloads and everything in the proper way to help avoid issues for the employees who get to stay. The employees who are still there could also have stress about the layoffs and could have possibly happened to them. It's important that the company make sure that they understand why it happened, and if it's done, that no more are going to be happening. So they definitely want to make sure that all around they find ways to handle the stress for employees who are going and the employees who are staying. Because when people worry, they get distracted, they have a hard time obviously focusing on what they're doing, which again could cause safety issues. So those would be the main things that I would suggest they discuss and keep in mind during the layoff process. Thank you. Look forward to your responses.